My name is Devon Boyd, aka DJ Cysum. I am a DJ slash producer or composer, creator of music, yet a curator of music as well. Um, I live in Austin, from New Orleans, grew up Dallas though, so I'm repping Dallas and New Orleans. But yeah, I love to curate the vibes for people's parties, entertainment, and just anything. Oh man, as far as DJing professionally since 2019, but for like building and composing or producing music since I was like 15 or 16. And I'm 38 or something now. I don't remember how old I am. So when I first started learning like how to DJ, I like had like DJ friends and they would like show me stuff here and there. And then kind of from there, so I guess prior to 2019, right? DJing like small little house parties and stuff like that. Just kind of like you say, getting my feet wet. But then 2019, a friend actually paid me to do my first gig uh, at Melanated Marketplace, and then it just kind of took off from there. Like it seemed like that month and like every month I had like one or two gigs. So it's going pretty strong until COVID. But yeah. No, I do work in corporate America, but it's definitely more than just not a hobby. Like this is one of my professions, but yeah, it's not my full time gig yet. Yeah, like I said, I'm also a producer of music. I'm also a writer, poet. I do all sorts of things. But like as far as on the music side, yeah, like I actually got into DJing because I produce music and like I wanted to release music and a lot of DJs want you to pay to get your music played, but I'm like, as a DJ, right? Like if you don't have music, then you can't DJ, right? But as a artist, right? If your music can't get in the hands of a DJ, then it's like it's not going to get heard. So it's like, well, I'll become a DJ. I can play my own music as well as play like local artists, friends, of course, like um, big time people as well. But like my goal, like as a DJ, is to kind of get back to like the thought of putting people on, like people used to do back in the day. Like so, working with discovering new artists, playing new artists or different artists' music that might not have gotten heard otherwise. Man, it's gonna date me. So the first music software I actually learned was called Sonic Foundry Acid. I promise that's the name of the software. And then eventually at some point Sony bought them, so Sony Acid, but Acid was the name of the music software. My uncle introduced me to it, and it was like a loop-based software. So basically, they had like a lot of loops and samples in there. Just started from there, like using them, arranging the loops that they had. Then I started cutting up the loops and like arranging them on my own kind of way, and like putting my own sound and music together. Then again, I'm young, so I saved up all my little like allowance money and birthday money and started getting me what people might call outboard gear or like keyboards and stuff like that, so I can actually start learning how to play certain songs that I actually want to start putting together versus it just being like the native loops that are in the software. Um, yeah, and I did that like I had a lot of music. I started putting out CDs. Remember those? And burning them and like having my like little name of my like albums and stuff that I put it out. And I would try to sell some of them, but like again, I'm 16. There's other broke kids. They just broke as I am. So, but I remember as I got older, maybe I was like 18. I actually had like a little five like song EP that I was actually selling, and I might have sold made $100 total for all of it. But like people, start listening to it and buying it. Yeah, not for music. I used to once I got in college because I'm a poet as well, so I would be at a lot of like open mics and use that as like a networking tool. So networking with a lot of like rappers, artists, singers, and musicians. And then, so I guess technically I did. There was this band at the time, they were called Nuclear. And with my poetry, I was able to perform with them at this festival in Dallas called Wildflower Music Festival. And I did that for 2 years with them. Uh, it wasn't my own original music, but at least had my voice, in their music. But that helped with my career because then people saw me there. Then it's like, oh, you do the poetry, yeah, and I also do music, so it just kind of helped like get me, I guess, on the front stage so I can start networking better with people, as a performing artist. Everything, the world, society, everything I could see. A lot of times when I used to go to like open mics or if, people had me as a featured poet, sometimes I would ask the audience, well, what kind of poetry do y'all want to hear? And whatever they call out, typically I had a poem for it. So I had a lot of like love poems and political poems. Probably most to like the heart of all my poetry was like kind of political or had some kind of deep message in it that related to society of some way or another. Yeah, I play the guitar like this much. I play the keys a little more than that, but I can play like percussion as far as like the djembe, like the congas, the bongos, like just pretty much any like hand percussion. My goal is to be actually traveling more with my DJing, and with that, traveling with the music from artists that I know personally. Um, I would like to just to be like an international DJ where I get to like bring their music wherever I go and make them international artists as well. I've been networking a lot in Austin, trying to build a network between Dallas and New Orleans because those are places where I resided. Um, but also, I talked to some DJs in like Miami and the Bay Area. So just constantly, like when I go places and travel, keep trying to network with different DJs and artists or venue or club owners or whomever, just so I can keep this network and keep it growing. Because from there, then I can be put in other like festivals. This year, it's my first year actually being an official DJ at during South by Southwest. So like using that to kind of help uh, propel me to like future endeavors. But yeah, I'm trying to be international. Honestly, my eclectic style of music and my words. Like I said, DJing is definitely a good conduit for all of my music. But if I had to leave like one of my legacies, it would be my music and my words. But probably more so my music. Um, I feel it's different. Um, a lot of times, like when you submit your music through like the digital distributions, they'll ask for like what genre it is, and it sometimes takes me like days just to try to even figure it out. I upload everything, and I was like, I don't know what genre it is because it could fit as hip hop, it can fit as um, like a fusion of like jazz or drum and bass music, house music, all variations of house music. Like some of my music has like a rock element to it or a metal element, so it just kind of depends. So I just want people to remember me as they don't know if I made the song or not.
Brought to you by Delali Artworks.